Hi there, Bob Borchard coming to you from Old Town Mariposa again, and the majestic Mariposa Hotel. And I have with me again my old friend, Michael Gahagan, editor and publisher of the Yosemite Gazette. And Michael and I have an announcement to make. We're going to be doing something, I think, a little bit out of the box. We're going to be cooperating, coordinating, partnershiping.
That's such a word.
Well, you're a journalist. You can make things up.
Setting up an alliance. I was looking at that. I like that.
Alliance? I like conspiracy, but that's another story. At any rate, Michael has a print publication that has been going online. We have an online publication, and I've been kind of looking around for some kind of a print basis. I'm not sure that's what we're going to wind up with here, but what we did find was an alliance between my amateur productions and a professional journalist. And this has got some real opportunity involved with respect to how we merge our two crafts.
And the name, the Yosemite Gold Country?
Yosemite Gold
Partnership or alliance?
And we're going to be doing a new show. We're going to be doing a show of the view from Yosemite Gold Country. And that's going to be focused on a lot of the events and activities that are going on here. Culture similar to the Old Town show, but we're going to have a much broader base because we're including the communities of Levining and Mammoth Lakes and Bodie, the north side, which includes Groveland, Columbia, Jamestown,
Coulterville.
We are going to be pulling in the south entrance, which is basically Bass Lake, Oakhurst, and it's going to be a much more inclusive community, and Yosemite National Park, of course.
Right. Well, this was the area or the region that the Yosemite Gazette was being distributed in when it was a print version. And so I'd had a lot of, I shouldn't say criticism, but suggestions that the Yosemite Gazette be more topical and current and as a print publication and include a calendar of events, and it was just not the area that I wanted to concentrate on. Besides, although we're a quarterly, that does take a lot of work, as you well know, and you're developing your weekly newsletter that has a lot to do with a current calendar and upcoming calendar of events. So the merger part made a lot of sense to me in terms of the kinds of coverage that we could incorporate as a more global. What would be the word that we would use as a multimedia approach, let's say it that way, which would include video, and almost daily we're looking for some an online news service that actually people could look at under the cover or as cover of a title, Yosemite Gold Country, that would have the calendar of events and daily news.
And for you folks out there, if you haven't checked out the newsletter, it comes out weekly. I publish on Friday mornings, and it has a pretty comprehensive view of all the events and activities that are going on. Now, I don't have a lot of the community-based kinds of things, like the volunteer fire department breakfasts and plant sales and things like that. But most of the events that would be of interest to somebody, say, in San Francisco or Los Angeles and Yosemite Gold Country is in that publication. Michael, there's one thing I want to touch on, and that, we have a message, and refining that message. And that message is that Yosemite is not a drive-through park. There's really, the experience involves a very complicated environment. The people who work in Yosemite, the projects, and the science that's going on there. It's a big story, and it's big news. And from a journalistic perspective, news out of Yosemite usually involves some type of a disaster.
Right. Yeah. And it's unfortunate that.
And we're focusing on more things that are relevant to Yosemite, that would be interesting to people who are visiting the area and people who plan to visit the area or just want to stay informed about what's going on in this region. Yosemite Gold Country has got a rich cultural roots, go very deep, thousands of years. And telling that story is a big project.
Right, and that's one of the reasons why this merger really is exciting for us, because we'll be able to get that kind of article and stories and presentation out there in a much more efficient way and a more developed way, and with a network that's going to be expanding exponentially as far as I can see.
It already is.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're on social media. It's interactive. We get people's comments all the time, and if we've got some input with respect to what you think we should be looking at, or the kind of information, maybe a lead to a story that you think we should be telling, we want to hear from you. And Michael's on Facebook, I'm on Facebook. We have the Old Town Mariposa Facebook connection. Social media is out there. Connect with us and tell us what you think. We're looking for your input as well. Michael, this is going to be a great adventure.
I really look forward to it, and appreciate you having me on.
Thank you for being here. And for you folks out there, thank you for joining us. And you'll be seeing us soon in print and in other media as well. So long now.